they've been playing fantastically. I always say Spain had the ball a lot, you know, and I love the way they play, but at times it's a bit boring, and football is about scoring goals. Unfortunately, today they didn't really create a lot of big chances, and they didn't manage to score goals, and that's how it goes.
Let's have a look at the penalties then, because there were 3 misses for Spain, which is why the game was won in the end by Morocco, and that penalty that we just saw. And this is the first one. This is Sarabia, who actually missed a brilliant chance earlier on, How, as well.
Yeah, he did. You know, his chance, we'll look at his chance again, but Morata into the second one. Slow penalty. Everyone's doing this slow run up, and if you don't put it in the back of the net, it doesn't look great. And obviously this one here, Busquets, slow again. You know, have a bit of purpose. You know, run up to the ball, put it in the back of the net. The frustration now on those players, they'll be devastated. But this here, Joey, that's one out of your book, isn't it?
I've never taken a penalty like that, certainly not this level. That is unbelievable. My eyes keep getting drawn to the fans and the parties. I don't know when they're going to stop tonight. You know, there's no letting up on the party. The manager, you know, I've been impressed with him. The subs he's made, the timing, the changes in the players, the tactics. The good team. There's always a good manager behind them. You know, because like you said, he's galvanised them. Yeah. Like Ziyech come back into the fold, and I've watched Ziyech for 2 years at Chelsea. He's never put a shift in like that in a blue shirt. Tonight he was outstanding defensively. I know what he can do on the ball. I know he can create things and handle the football. But he was just 2 men out there tonight. Amrabat, outstanding, as good as a holding midfielder we've seen at the tournament in terms of defensive instincts. The 2 centre halves, heroes. 4 centre halves, because they both had to come off, and the standard still was there. It's just an unbelievable performance. Unbelievable.
Spain had a lot of possession, as we'd expected, actually, and it was in the last minute of extra time that Sarabia did this, and it was so close, as close possibly, Hal, as it could get. I
mean, they were controlling the ball around the Moroccan box consistently for over 10 minutes, but here it goes wide, and you can see, you know, Sarabia, he's backstick free, and we said it before, it's a glorious chance, and he will be scratching his head now thinking, oh my, that needed to nestle in the back of the net.
Yeah, that's probably gonna keep him awake for a lot of nights. I would not be able to sleep for a week, 2, 3 maybe.
And his penalty as well, probably, will, Joe.
And his penalty, and the footballing gods. You know, that's it. That's what that is. That is the width of a post. I know how that feels. Personally, he'll be in decades down the line. He'll be reliving that moment. And the football can be beautiful. And we see it's beautiful watching Morocco, but for Spain it can be cruel, and for that young man it's cruel tonight. You know, it's why we love it. But he's done everything right as the ball's come over. He's got a strong foot on it. He's gone across the goalkeeper, like Hal was saying, and it just wasn't meant to be. And it's cruel. But this Spanish team is young, and it will come again. And it is a changing of the guard tonight with Sergio Busquets. We would imagine this will be his last World Cup. But they've got enough quality, they'll come again.
Morocco had to really dig deep, and they used 5 subs in the second half, and they looked tired, but they managed to hold on, didn't they? Let's show a little bit of their defending and how important that was to this game, Hal.
Yeah, I think, you know, towards the end, limping around the pitch, and actually, you know, Amrabat, from the first minute, you could see that he was covering ground. Here, he doesn't need to go out there, but he's the one. It's his responsibility to make sure that he's cleaning up all of the areas where Spain could have hurt them. Sites here again, you know, they were willing to step in and be real defensively minded at times when other defenders maybe would step off a little bit and give them a little bit more space, but they would have seen how Spain hurt Costa Rica, particularly in that first game, with bits of play like this, and that defending is phenomenal. As a last man, incredible.
Do you know what I was thinking? As the game was in its first 20-30 minutes and the midfield was a lot of work in front of them, the defenders didn't have to do any work. And you're almost, as a midfielder, you're going, I'm putting a shift in now, I'm shutting people down, I'm putting a shift in now. But come the last 15-20 minutes when we're backed off and you defend properly, you'd make sure you do your job. And Agerd, Zeiss, they did.
Look at
every time the ball come in, recovery runs, you know, it's discipline, throwing their body in the way.
Incredible.
Just outstanding.
Yeah.
Committed.
It's and again, you know, they had to do this. They would have known before the game Spain are going to have opportunities. The bodies in the box. Again, you don't, you know, Ziyech has not put a display in like that for Chelsea, but he was literally on the corner of his own 18-yard box for majorities of the game. Phenomenal.
Yeah, and I also want to highlight defense, I think they played a huge factor today for Morocco. Every time, they didn't have the momentum, I felt they carried them out, Every time there's a tackle, they're just behind them. Every time they're attacking, that's going to give you the energy, and I felt that, especially at the end when you have nothing to give and it's only your heart and defense carrying you. That helped them a lot. Also, obviously, during the penalty shootout.
How you've been in this position, right, when your team goes further in a competition than anybody expected that you would do. You did it at the Euros with Wales. What are they feeling right now?
Look, they'll be riding on the crest of a wave now, and they will know that they have given their all to get through. And it's games like today where actually every single man has to play their part. We spoke about the goalkeeper, Bono, the saves that he had to make. We've spoken about Amrabat in that defensive role, plugging the likes of Ziyech, Hakimi down that right-hand side. Even Boufal in the first half, he looked like a world beater at times, and every single man has to really play their part to create nights like this, and that's what they've created. They've created history, and those feelings, it brings back memories, because getting through to the quarterfinal of a major tournament is one of the best feelings in the world.
Joe, at what point, not that I want to take the celebrations away from them now, but at what point do they have to settle back down, put their feet on the ground and go, right, we need to go again?
Oh, good question. I don't think any of them will be asleep before sunrise tonight. The adrenaline will be too much. They've just had, for the majority of them, probably all of them, they've just had the night of their lives. They've had the night of their lives, and they'll be sitting there and they'll be talking about it, and they'll have a warm down tomorrow, and they've got another mountain to climb in 4 days. They've got Portugal or Switzerland waiting for them, but that at the moment, that's not even crossed their mind. They're just living. I would say, if I was in that camp now, I'd be just telling every one of them, just take it all in, go and see your family. You've done it to. For me, the best moment in moments like this was when this was great, but when you got back into the dressing room and it's just you with your teammates. Nothing better than that.
Never. But this Moroccan side will feel they can do it, Nadia.
Yeah, I mean, the way they've been playing, this belief, this faith that they're coming with. It's a team no one was thinking about that they're going to beat Spain today. Not a lot of people, and they did it. And then, as you said, right now, take it in, enjoy the moment, and then take the next game. You never know what's going to happen. It's football.
Maybe we'll do it for them, Hal. We'll look ahead, because like Joe said, it's going to be Portugal or Switzerland. On that performance, if you're the coach, what are you wanting from them? What do they need to improve on? Goals?
No, look, they'll obviously they'll have an eye on the Switzerland and Portugal game, but when you look at both of those teams, they all fancy themselves. They played against the big teams already, this Moroccan team, and they've done well. They've stuck in games, and they're hard to beat. And sometimes in tournaments, to win the tournaments, you need to score goals. You need to really be able to open up teams. But actually, to get towards the latter rounds,